Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we will create our first test case and we will also learn the @test annotation from JUnit. So let's get started with the agenda. In order to create a test case in JUnit, we need @test annotation. So we will first learn it. Then we will go ahead and create our test cases wherein we will see different scenarios. So let's get started with the @test annotation. The @test annotation is used to create test cases which JUnit framework can run. We will be able to use @test annotation once we configure JUnit framework into our project. If you don't know how to configure JUnit, then please go ahead and watch my tutorial on it. I will provide link into the description. The test method executes the code under test. We can use assert methods provided by JUnit to check an expected result versus the actual result. So whatever the test methods we are going to create, which we will annotate with the @test annotation, that will execute the code under test, and we are going to use assert methods in order to verify the results. The test annotation tells JUnit that the public void method to which it is attached can be run as a test case. Here, point to note is test method has to be public and its return type must be void. In previous tutorial, we have already seen the test case method must be public, else JUnit cannot run it. To run the method, JUnit first construct a fresh instance of the class, then invokes the annotate method. Any exception thrown by the test will be reported by JUnit as a failure. So if you are calling any source code from your test method, and if that doesn't pass, so maybe you are expected an actual result that doesn't match, then JUnit will throw the exception and that will be reported as a failure, and that means your test case will be fail. If no exception are thrown, the test is assumed to be successful. Now let's go into code and create our first test case. I will quickly jump into my IDE wherein I have created calculator class which has methods which does basic mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. The one point to note here is whatever we are going to learn here by using Android Studio as IDE will be same if you are on some different IDE. Okay, I have for this calculator class I have also created the calculator test class. If you don't know how to create a test class, then please go ahead and watch my previous tutorial on it. I will provide the link into description. So in order to correctly understand it, let's split this one horizontally, no, vertically. Okay. So now we are able to see correctly the source code, that is calculator class and its test class in parallel. Now let's create our first test case. Okay, for that what we have to use? We have to use @test annotation from the JUnit. Our test method has to be public. It should return a void, and let's test sum method. Okay, so I will call this method as test sum. In order to execute this, we need a calculator object because we need to call the sum method, and that is into the calculator class. So let's create a calculator object, call the sum on it. Let's pass 2 and 3 as a parameter, and let's add its return value as the actual result. So this is our calling to the source code. In order to verify result, we will use assert statements from JUnit. Okay, so there is a assert class which has lot of statements. So we will use assert equals, which expect two parameters. First one is the actual, so let's pass 5 because I'm passing 2 and 3 as a result, and the other one is the real, so that is our actual result. Okay, so this is how we use the assert statements to verify the test case. Now whenever we annotate any method with the @test annotation, JUnit provides us this green color icon wherein you can click on it and run your test, or you can even debug the test case. So now I'm passing 2 and 3 as a parameter. I'm expecting 5 as the result. My business logic is same, so my test case will be passing. correct, and that is what is showing on the console. So let's see if I'm passing 2 and 3 now. Let's see, let's suppose I'm expecting 6 as output. So in this case, my test case should fail, right? And that is what JUnit is showing on the us on the console, that it is saying, it is telling us that your expected result is 6, but you are getting 5, and also it is clearly telling us the line number wherein it is getting failed. Okay, so now let's correct this one and let's run this again. Now the test case is getting passed. Let's now go ahead and create one more test case, maybe for subtract run. So our test case method has to be public, it should return void, and let's create a subtract test method. Let's create a calculator instance again, and let's call the subtract on this one by passing 4 and 5. Let's assign the return value to actual result variable. Okay, now let's jump into the business logic of subtract method. Here it clearly says this method should never return a negative number. That means if you are passing two numbers to this, it is checking the bigger number and subtracting the smaller number from it. Okay, so here if we are passing 4 and 5, so 5, as 5 is bigger, it will subtract 4 from it. So our assert, so our result will be 1, it will not be -1. So expected is 1, and I'm passing the actual result. Now let's run this test case and see I'm able to successfully run it. So that means my business logic is correct. Let's suppose I'm passing -1 here. Let's see what happens, because ideally if we are passing 4 and 5 to subtract method, it should be -1, but my business logic is something different. So this one should fail now, right? And it is clearly showing you the failure with the expected and actual values. So this is how we create a test cases by using @test annotation. Let me correct this one and run this one again. Right, so this is the use of @test annotation and the assert statements from the JUnit. There are many assert statements, and we will see all of them in the upcoming tutorial. So my test case is getting passed now. So that's it for this tutorial. See you guys in part 2 of this tutorial, wherein we will create a test cases mainly for floating point numbers, which needs some additional parameters for assert statement. Also we will learn few more concepts for @test annotation. Till the time, if you have any questions, suggestions, please post them into comments. I will answer them at earliest. And if you have learned something new, please press the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.